packed show, tight show, and I want to go to another critically important issue that's happening on the other side of the world from the one we just talked about, but just as important, and that is the ongoing conflict in the Great Lakes region of Africa and the Democratic Republic of Congo. And we are very happy to be joined as we continue the show here by Akilimali Chomachoma, who is a journalist covering the DRC and Central Africa more generally. Akilimali, thank you so much for being with us here on the Freedom Side.
Thank you too. Thank you too for giving me the space and the speech for this show of this afternoon.
Well, we are very happy to give you the opportunity. And, I think unfortunately, there are many people, I'm sure, who know almost nothing about this conflict, just that there's fighting in the DRC. So if you could maybe just give sort of a capsule view, a quick explanation of what this conflict between or happening in the DRC is really about.
Big thank you. Big thank you. I think the first thing we have to say here is that the conflict is more than 20 years old here in the east of Republic Democratic of Congo. And it's millions of people who were killed from that time until now. And the conflict is every day with new kind of rebellion. And the last, and which is now in all news, is the coming of M23, the new, the becoming movement, the becoming rebellion in the east of Congo, and which is at around 20 kilometers from Goma, the most and the important town in the east of Republic Democratic of Congo. It's a lot of women who were raped in that area. It's also a matter of many mineral and many things on the area of economy and politically, also on the geostrategy of the Great Lake African region.
I'm curious if you could talk about the role of Rwanda in this situation. Obviously, the DRC has been asserting itself against Rwanda quite publicly over what's been happening in the east of the country. So what's actually going on between these two countries? And is Rwanda supporting the M23 militia that the DRC is complaining about?
All evidence, there is no way to say that Rwanda is not supporting M23, because even report of MONUSCO, the mission of United Nations here in Congo, with images, they show that many soldiers who are fighting in Congo for the M23 are from Rwanda. Also, in many areas and in many regions, it's only the Rwanda equipment which is used by M23. Also, those M23 are coming from area which called Sarambwe. It's near to Uganda, and another area which called Chanzu and Runyonyi, which are region near the border with Rwanda. So it means that there is no question about that, because the M23 is really supported by the Rwanda government, and the government show it. The NGOs locally show it. The United Nations mission here locally show it. But it's quite complicated for international community to say that in last time the General Secretary of United Nations say that he doesn't know where those great military equipment are coming from. It's quite complicated, but this is the situation, and there is no one who can say that M23 they can't come from anywhere and has a lot of raw material like they have. And as I told you, they are right now at around 20 kilometers from Goma, so it's quite complicated for people and for a civilian in the area. If I can show you, the first number is around 260,000 people who flying their house, and now they are living in refugee in IDPs camp in Kanyaruchinya and in Goma without any support, and in a non-woman situation. It's quite complicated.
No, it does seem quite dire for those who have been displaced, and I know now there's a lot of conversation about where the conflict goes from here. I mean, it seems like on the one hand, you know, in DRC, there's a big national mobilization and a desire to really, you know, take the fight to M23. But on the other hand, there are all these conversations happening with the East African community, with Angola, trying to find some way to you know, get a buffer force there and come to some negotiations. I mean, what is the situation like there now in terms of what the possible resolution could be? I mean, does it seem like there could be a deal in the short term to end the fighting, or does it seem as if, you know, this is going to be more of a fight to the finish?
It's quite complicated. It's quite complicated right now to know what is really going on, and what will be the future, because the situation right now is worse. I think the first situation could be for the M23 to don't take Goma, because right now there are some troops of Kenya. There are also fact they say the Congolese army who is fighting with them at the last position, the last big position in the locality of Kibumba, at 20 kilometers from here. So it's quite difficult right now for M23 to take control of Goma, because there is a lot of NGOs and a lot of IDPs here locally. And I think also MONUSCO, the United Mission here, will try its best to solve the problem, and to don't put M23 coming in Goma. Right now, the government still say that the movement is a terrorist group. So it means that the government can't discuss now in the process of Nairobi, which is giving opportunity for for all national movement group who are in Congo to have to put their aim down, and to take care of the country and to give possibility of peace. Also, in another hand, there is another process of Rwanda, which is a discussion between Congo and Rwanda, and that one is quite complicated, because they have like three meetings between Tshisekedi, the president of DRC, and Paul Kagame, the president of Rwanda. But right now the situation it's still the same, and it's going more worse, because from the last time when they met in Rwanda until now, the M23 take around, I can say, around 50 kilometers of area, and it's quite complicated to know what will really going on. But the only hope it can be the East African community with the force, or firstly, and secondly, with also the discussion with the former president of Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta, who said that finally in the last discussion with him, with the President Kagame of Rwanda, that Kagame, the President of Rwanda, said that the M23 should move and go to other areas, and go to the beginners areas, and try to make peace. But we are still see the situation how it's going on, because also in the last few months in Rwanda there is also a kind of agreement like that, but until now the situation doesn't change, because also it was yesterday, but today I can say that the last news, like we have like 2 or 3 hours, no, true, 2 hours, the M23 take another locality in the way of the locality of Bambo in Rutshuru territory. So it's quite complicated, but this is the situation on the ground.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's very complicated on a number of different levels. And I mean, is it fair to say that what's really at stake here is, you know, who is going to have control over, you know, a just critical region from the point of view of resources. I mean, what is Rwanda really after backing M23? I mean, is that what's really at the root of this?
Officially, Rwanda is saying that they are looking for FDLR, those former Interahamwe who are in Congo right now, and they are saying that it's a matter of security, but it's not the truth, because the Congo gave to Rwanda more than 10 years ago the opportunity in the operation which called Umoja Wetu. That operation give opportunity to Rwanda to don't say every time that they are coming to looking for those Interahamwe to come in Congo, and they came in Congo to fight with them and to finish with them. And when they decide that it finished, the Rwanda's force came to Rwanda, and after a few weeks, it was the M23 which came. So now I think that the problem is not really a matter of security, but the true problem is that area has a lot of mineral things, and people, and the Rwanda government, not Rwanda people, the Rwanda government right now, and even Uganda is trying to take control of those area and to take to put those region in a war situation as much as it can be, because a war situation help them to give some first material to send it to Rwanda and Uganda, and to say that it's a mineral from Rwanda and from Uganda. This is the important thing, and this is that why the war still. Also, it because Rwanda and Uganda are selling the view, the view and the analysis that if the Congo, the east of Congo, which has a lot of minerals, stay safely, it can be developed, and it will be quite complicated to use those material for international companies. So they are selling that idea, and some people on the international view are believing in that, and are saying, so we have to support, and this area should not have peace, which is not the truth, because in the last when the new president came in power, the first thing he discussed with all neighbors country, and he discussed about how to transfer gold from Congo to Rwanda, and to use it for the great African region development altogether. So it's quite complicated, and I think this can be the right issue.
Mm-hmm. Well, Akilimali Chomachoma, journalist covering the DRC and Central Africa more broadly, thank you so much for giving us some of your time here on the Freedom Side.
Thank you too. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share this situation in the Democratic Republic of Congo.